on this cool, somewhat overcast day, lending itself to magnificent performances. In Pro Stock Eliminator, Warren Johnson in the near lane in the AC Delco Oldsmobile has the opportunity to make a big move forward in the Winston Championship chase. He is racing against Harry Scribner. Johnson is trying to overtake Tony Christian in that points chase. Christian is already out of competition. He lost in the first round. Harry Scribner driving his Chevrolet Camaro from Simi Valley, California, qualified in the number 15 spot, while Johnson at the wheel of the Oldsmobile qualified number 3. Both drivers may be exercising just a bit of caution at the starting line. We have already seen 2 red lights leaving the starting line too soon in this round of competition. Scribner in the far lane, Johnson in the near lane. A green light start. Pulls ahead at the finish line. Johnson, a 7.38 second elapsed time. His speed over 187 miles an hour. As we look again, you can see this was a close race from the moment the 2 cars left the starting line. Scribner had a very slight reaction time advantage at the starting line, but Johnson obviously had the horsepower. He pulled up alongside of Scribner at the halfway point, and from that moment on, he just drove away from him until he crossed the finish line nearly a car length ahead. Steve?
Well, if you're going to play in this Pro Stock ballpark, you better be able to average elapsed times kind of like yours, Warren, a 7:38 on that pass.
Well, it's damn near a fast bracket, no doubt about it. What Harry run?
I think it's in the 40s.
As long as we won, that's all that matters. We're right in the middle of this thing. I think we're in good shape.
On the starting line, our final pair in round number 2 of Pro Stock Eliminator. The burnouts are completed for Larry Morgan at the wheel of the Castrol GTX Oldsmobile. He is racing the toughest competitor of them all in Pro Stock Eliminator. That is Bob Glidden at the wheel of the Motorcraft Ford Thunderbird. As you ride with Glidden with our onboard camera, here's what it is like to test the traction on the starting line. Glidden comes into this race riding the crest of success. He won the U.S. Nationals. He is leading the points chase and is the number 1 qualifier here at the Keystone Nationals. Larry Morgan put his Oldsmobile in the number 13 spot and now has got to stop the charge of Glidden. Morgan has got to be thinking about how can I get an advantage at the start. It may be his only chance to defeat Glidden. Glidden pulling the levers, changing gears down the racetrack. And by a car length, he defeats Larry Morgan. Glidden outdrove him on the starting line, outran him on the racetrack, 7.37 seconds. His speed, 187 miles an hour. As we look again, Morgan may have been trying for a hole shot or an advantage off the starting line, but it actually went to Glidden. As they move down track, Glidden's Ford pulled ahead and stayed there. When they crossed the finish line, Bob Glidden had more than a car length advantage over Larry Morgan and moved into the semifinals. His opponent there will be Warren Johnson, who's trying to make a move in the point standings. Glidden has the choice of lanes. The other pair in the semifinal round finds a pair of Pontiacs, Ekman against Nicholas, Jerry Ekman holding the lane choice. It's